All right. Welcome back, Nitty Gritty. We are here with Michael or Mike, either way. We just had an hour-long conversation on which it is, and we came to the conclusion that it's either.
Yeah.
Mike Kimball, owner, founder of Fresh Detail. Is it Fresh Detail or is it just Fresh?
Fresh Detail, we kind of just go by Fresh.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
If you have a dirty car, we're kind of on this cleaning and organizing kick. Last week, we talked about your houses with Sabrina. We got your houses all organized.
Right.
This week, we're moving on to your cars. And
Yep.
we're going to get you all taken care of. So, Mike, dude, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys.
This is another Godfather Susan introduction. In fact, I think you were doing her car, and I got a FaceTime call from Susan. I'm like, hello? Like, why are you calling me on FaceTime? She's like, you need to have him on the podcast. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say.
I love Susan. That's so her. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We were just over there, and hey, you have to meet Andrew. He has a podcast. Okay, cool.
And
whatever you say,
phone.
Susan.
Exactly. So, Mike, where are you from, man? Where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Laguna Beach, California.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm one of those guys.
You are that guy.
I'm a good Californian, though. Don't be fooled.
What do you think, Cam?
You're not buying up all of our land.
No, not yet.
I grew up in Huntington Beach. I'm messing with you.
There you go.
But I've been here way longer than I was there, so I don't really count as California anymore.
Nope.
So
You don't count as Heber either because it doesn't really exist.
I know Heber's gone. They should change the name.
So, what brought you to Utah?
So I came up for school. I came to BYU
Okay.
in 2015.
Okay.
So after an LDS mission, and been stuck here ever since.
You just
And
love it here.
I just love it. No, on the real, I mean, Utah has been, this past, 7 years has been a crazy ride.
Yeah.
Starting this business, met my wife, we started our family, and kind of established, some roots here.
So now you're stuck.
Yeah, I want to say, stuck, but we have hopes and dreams to maybe move back, or
Where's
we
your
don't know
wife
what
from?
we're doing. She's from Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah,
So she came up for school as well?
she did.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
So how did this whole thing with Fresh start? Like, have you always been a clean guy? Were you the guy that, like, in high school, like, you spent all Saturday out cleaning the car, detailing it? If you got in with food, you got mad?
Dude, none of that. I'm going to be a rare case. The story is super, it's different. I'm a clean person, so yeah, I value cleanliness, and, I feel like I'm pretty organized when it comes to just like that stuff.
Okay.
But no, as a kid, I always had ambitions to, be an entrepreneur, right? Own my own businesses.
Where'd that come from? Like, did you grow up in an entrepreneur family?
No, my dad he's a dentist. He's still a dentist. He's
Okay.
62, still working. I think I just got the genes from my mom. She's very ambitious. She's very business-minded. She started a couple businesses,
Okay.
but she mostly raised us kids. But I think, I don't know, just at an early age, I kind of developed this liking of I love seeing how things worked. And more like on the invention side too. I was always like interested in like, hey, how can I make this thing a little better?
Okay.
Like, how can I transform my little scooter into like this sick?
What was your first invention?
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't say invention, but I was like,
Your tinker.
dude, I don't know. I remember like hooking up a Bluetooth speaker to like my little electric GoPed.
Okay.
And turning into like a nice like Bluetooth like speaker I could take down the road and call my friends and like listen to music and like just like stupid stuff like that.
Okay.
But no, but it kind of stemmed from, I love the inner workings of just products or just business in general, and
Yeah.
like how to make things better.
Okay.
And And then it kind of, developed and kind of seeing my value in making my own reality.
Okay.
And I got into sales early on. Like I sold Cutco at like 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were door to door?
Yeah, it was pretty much door to door, referral based. And honestly, that was like one of the highlights back then. Like I was crushing it, selling knives. And I kind of realized, man, like I can do stuff on my own. Like I can live this lifestyle and
way better than going and getting paid like an hourly wage somewhere, right? It's
Yeah,
funny.
so
I just had a buddy call me. So he's in the solar industry.
yeah.
And he's got a son turning 16. And he was like, Dad, I want to go like sell solar with you. So they were talking about it. And anyways, he was just kind of giving him an idea and the possibility of what it's like, but also like the kind of money you could make on it. And then he had like another family member call and say, hey, can you come help me out for a couple of hours? You can make like $100. And he was like, no. Like, why would I go and do that when I can go and work and sell a solar account and make $1,000?
Yeah.
Just like that whole mindset. And it was a really funny conversation. It was like, is that okay? Like, is that a good mindset to have? I'm like, yeah, if he can go do it, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's really funny. So then, like, when you came up to school, did you come up with the intent of like business? I mean, you started early, obviously, with like Cutco at 16. So was that the idea, like come business and start your own stuff?
Yeah. So I just, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just knew that I loved the idea of just disrupting markets.
Okay.
So industries, and definitely, eye on some inventions and stuff like that. I thought that'd be cool. Had some ideas like in the surf industry and stuff like that. And I was just, let's see what happens. Let's go to school. Let's get educated. That traditional, route. But I had my eyes towards BYU business management program.
Okay.
So back in the day, it was just the business management. There was an emphasis in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So I knew I was going to do that. And I didn't get into BYU right off the bat, right after high school. I had to go to like the extension and then transfer over because I wasn't a perfect high school student.
You had to come to UVU with all the rest of us.
Yeah, actually, not UVU. I had to go to the extension in Salt Lake. So drive even further and then come all the way back. But yeah, so got in, and by the time I applied, the entrepreneurship program became its own program.
Sorry, what was that?
I don't know.
Do we have like a intruder?
Someone's telling empanadas, plátanos.
Did I'll take some?
You guys keep going.
Who is here?
What? Hey, grab me something. That's funny.
So this happened, not this, but we were interviewing the Studio McKee, Shay and Sid.
Yeah.
And Cam was actually in California, so I brought in. Do you know Anna McFarland? Anna's the worst.
Sounds familiar.
So she's one of Susan's really good friends. So she's like, we call her like the Empress, and Susan's the Godfather. They like run the show, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had her come co-host with me, and she brought a U flag because Cam obviously is BYU guy in case
Yeah.
the U. But last time this happened, it just reminded me like Cam called his employees and shut down all of the lights in the middle of the interview because he's like, until that Utah flag is down, this is not going to happen.
Damn
That's
straight.
right, dude.
So
It's the payroll company. They sent their like messenger over. She went through the back door. She's like, "Hello." Like,
She just comes right in.
yes.
the back
The
door,
front door
dude.
was unlocked. Like, give
Who
me a
did-
break. Anyway, sorry.
Who does she think she is?
sorry,
Marcus got mad at her, I guess.
that's what that reminded me of.
Yeah. Turn off the lights. Like, what the hell's going
Just like
on?
right in the middle, it's like, what the crap?
I'm sitting in line of some crazy ride. I'm just like, take that, Anna.
Sorry, where were we? Totally lost train of thought, probably.
Management school.
BYU.
Yeah, BYU. So yeah, just so I got in and I mean I was only gonna apply for that program.
Yeah.
Nothing else. and got accepted, and yeah, graduated in 2019.
Okay.
But yeah, this opportunity, came to me. I was doing summer sales in 2017. I sold for EcoShield, pest control. I was kind of gonna go that route for a little bit, and but had my eyes on different stuff. I had like my hands in like several things. The classic, beginner entrepreneur trying to do everything and take on the world, which I
You
clearly
do a little bit of everything and do everything bad.
Exactly. And now I've learned, you got to be 100% all in on something first, and then you can get to that point where you can
For sure.
do that. But yeah, this opportunity came to me in beginning of 2018, and yeah, I knew about car detailing, but
It wasn't your thing.
I wasn't a
You
detailer.
weren't that guy that was always
I'm
doing
not a
it.
car guy. I'm still like, I consider myself, I'm not like a car enthusiast, a car guy.
Yeah.
But what I am, obsessed with, right, is bringing value to people and disrupting markets. And so when this came to me, it didn't take long to be
What
like.
does that mean? It came to you.
So the opportunity arose when we just thought of, can this be a thing? Can car detailing, mobile detailing, be big here in Utah? All we knew is like, okay, this is something, this is an actual service that people desire. It's a need, right?
Sure.
Cleaning the car.
Right.
Mobile detailing has been around since the 90s, right? Technically, or even before. But it just, it was so interesting to me, the industry, and knowing a little bit about the service industry. I was like working for like my father-in-law, like in the restaurant business, like doing like, like Ecolab stuff, like the whole like chemicals and then just having a general idea of the service industry, and it never was sexy.
Right.
It was like when you think of calling like a plumber or like a gardener or whatever, it's like
my sanitizer's
Yeah,
out,
it's just-
Michael.
it's just
I don't have any
very
more Quat sanitizer.
it's just very I remember that. Oh my gosh.
I hope so.
It's very archaic. Like there was nothing like
Not a lot of innovation.
Just
going
a
on.
job.
lot of innovation. So
Right.
And by that time, I've already developed relationships with a lot of influencers, thanks to my wife. My wife was a little short story. She was a cougarette. She was friends with,
Nice.
yeah,
Cigarettes are the best.
they are. And she got to be friends with one of the sisters of a very high influential influencer, Rachel Parcell, if you want to throw out some names.
Kardashians.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No, for real. And when she's like one of the OGs, and became really tight with them, and they're like our Utah family, we call it. And as you guys know, once you know one influencer, especially the top, you just know everyone else just naturally because everyone's super connected here.
Right.
And so we kind of just met some influencers, and I knew the value of influencer marketing before, just from people I've looked up to for a while, Sean Neff to be specific.
Yeah.
I knew him back in the day and worked for him out of high school, and clearly he started influencer brands, right? So I always knew the value of that, and just taking different routes that other people haven't done.
So right from the start, that was kind of your guys' idea, is we're going to go the influencer route. That's how we're
Exactly.
going to get out there. That's how we're going to market.
Exactly.
Okay.
We knew like what our product service was, and then we're like, okay, what's our approach? And we knew right off the bat, oh, we're going to be social media heavy.
Yeah.
And we're gonna showcase that or portray that via influencers.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we just knew right off the bat was let's just make the logo sexy. Let's make it simple. Let's make it clean. If you look at the detailing industry, it's the same. It's John's Detailing with like a silhouette of a car above it, or this. We wanted to be so different where people didn't know what we did until they asked. And I think there's power behind that, which a lot of people forget. Like you look at all these billboards on the freeway, and you look at like Pura. I love Pura.
Yeah.
They put just black, or like this colored gradient backdrop, and it says Pura.
Yep.
And I get these people that, older people that say, what the heck is that? I hate that billboard. Like, what is Pura? I'm like, well, what did you do next after you saw that? Oh, well, I like researched it. I was like so pissed off I had to go look it up. Exactly. So we kind of had that approach, and we wanted people to think that, really at the beginning, like we're a media company, we're a social media company that does detailing. So right off the bat, we did that, and we just got instant reactions.
Yeah.
Traction. We had I remember when we posted.
Well, it's nice. It's a very visual product, right? Like the before and after is immediate.
Right.
Like people love seeing that transformation, the before and afters of anything, and you can do that and pretty quickly.
Yeah. No, for sure. And it was crazy, to see. I mean, we knew that like it would take off. Like we were super confident. And
What was your thought process behind like the actual like detailing, right? Like outside of the marketing side.
Yeah.
Because we kind of talked about it before we started the podcast, and you alluded to it. There's a lot of people who detail cars, right?
Yeah.
And so where was the kind of disruption, or what is it? How do you guys do it? Or do you do anything differently when it comes to the actual detailing?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So we knew that we wanted to be social media heavy, go that route, and build a brand, right? But we never forgot about the quality of detailing we wanted to have. And so even from the beginning, we didn't know what we were doing. We taught ourselves, right?
Sure.
But we would spend 10 hours on a minivan, two of us, and we would just get it so perfect.
Might take you 2 of those to get my minivan clean.
Oh, right.
You guys deal with carpet beetles?
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding.
Nope. Don't come to us if you have carpet beetles.
That's right.
So, yeah, to answer your question, yeah, we were very set on providing the highest quality service. So we wanted to hit like both like aspects. We didn't want to be just super social media heavy and mediocre service.
Did you have like competition come clean your cars? Like to do like market research? Like would you like have people come out and like, oh, this is how they do that, or oh, they didn't do this?
No, we just did like minimal research. I mean, honestly, like it was like in the nicest way, like we didn't care about competition because quite frankly, there wasn't any. In our world, we're like, there's no competition. No one's doing this.
Yeah.
There's people detailing, but it's like, we don't care. We're so different. Like we're going to surpass you right off the bat. Like
Sure.
that was our mentality, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, detailing isn't rocket science. If you really think about it. However, like it does require a good level of training to get your efficiency up and stuff we've learned over the years.
Sure.
But yeah, so we wanted to provide the highest quality service, but also, create this brand that people can't stop raving about. And, honestly fit in with all these other brands in Utah that were booming.
Yeah.
So that was our goal. And back then there was no one in our industry doing that. So, we were kind of the pioneers with creating, at least a mobile detailing service that was sexy, appealing, on social media. That was different. Like that was our biggest thing from the beginning. We wanted to like just break that mold, like go against the status quo, And, people would tell us all the time that we're in the industry, like, how do you, why are you doing that, like this and that? It's like, we're just different.
Yeah.
And so, flash forward to now, and we've created an awesome community, good following, and a huge network of influential people, business owners. That's how we met you guys, right?
For sure.
And it's all about who you know and not what you know, and that is so true. And I've learned that so much over the past 4 years.
So
and that's
when you were getting started, would you contact influencers, and was it more of a, we'll come out and clean your car and you talk about it, and that kind of, is that how you got your name out?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Because, I had relationships with a lot of them before, or kind of knew the right people, it was kind of, because no one was doing it, right? So it was like super easy. Like, we were getting reached out by some influencers because, I saw that Rachel posted you. Come do mine. Like, I kid you not, our first, and not to say any names, but we did Megan. Megan's called Rachel's little sister,
Mm-hmm.
and who was my wife's best friend, his best friend. So she had like 10,000 followers back then. We did her, and we got like over 100 DMs in the matter of like 5 hours.
Wow.
And they were like, come do my car. Oh my gosh, I never knew this existed. How much do you cost? Like, all this. And we were just like on cloud 9. And we knew right at the bat, like, okay, we got something.
Yeah.
And it just escalated from there.
Yeah. So now fast forward today, how many vans do you have? Like, what areas, how big of area do you cover?
Yeah, so we cover from Payson all the way to North Ogden.
Okay.
Out to Park City. So yeah, Salt Lake County, Utah County, Davis,
Okay.
Weber County.
How many,
we have
it's like, how many vans do you have? Like, how many people are doing it?
So we have 5 crews.
Okay.
They're one-man crews.
Okay.
We found it best to have one-man teams.
Okay.
And that's what we have right now. We've one of our biggest things is we don't just hire anyone and everyone. We have a really, because we care so much about our business, our clients, and everything, we don't just hire anyone.
Sure.
There's a pretty intense hiring process, and we want to make sure that we're hiring the right people that can carry our brand on their back and be fresh to everyone, and that can actually see a future in our business. And again, that's so different than the normal industry. Like car detailing, it's just like they hire anyone, like super high turnover. So we're just, again, going against that. So we've kind of created we have a good solid group of guys that have been with us for a while.
Cool.
And it's just continually growing.
What's the nastiest thing you've seen?
Carpet beetles.
You got to tell that story really quick because we brought it up twice now. Michael talked about this right before the podcast, but we talked about a job he actually turned down.
Oh my gosh, we've seen some crazy stuff. I mean, when you're starting to get your name out, you got to do whatever it takes, right? From the beginning. We were charging $100 for an 8-hour job, 2 of us, like ridiculous.
How long should it normally take? like how long should right now, like what is your expectation? Like if you were to show up and do a minivan today, what would be your expectation? 2 hours?
It's actually a lot longer. So just because we're a premium service, right? We've developed into this, premium service. Like we don't mess around. If I were to tell you just on average for a minivan, like we say like 4 to 5 hours.
Really?
So especially
with one guy, right? If you have one-man crew.
That's going off of our one-man crew that we've developed, right? And that's come after experience of just 2 people, it doesn't mean they can do 4 cars. They can do 3. Yeah, it's like it's not twice as fast.
Sure.
But yeah, 4 to 5 hours, and it just depends on the condition and what you're wanting. But yeah, we were.
Wow, that's insane. I've never spent that long cleaning a car before.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, especially if you're trying to provide the right quality.
Sure.
Like there's a lot of companies that are just in and out, and they'll be cheaper. That's totally fine, right? That's a model that exists. But we never wanted to go that route. We wanted to give you a high quality service.
Well, you think of just all the nooks and crannies, inside and out of a car. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see 45 hours easy, especially on a mom van.
Oh yeah, you could spend 2 days. Like there's companies that are like even way intense and
right.
But no, as far as we're definitely the top when it comes to quality on a mobile level.
Okay.
But going back to that story of the nastiest cars, yeah, we used to see crazy cars, just borderline hoarder cars even. And we were just like, hey, whatever it takes to get a buck, get our name out. And this one time it was a minivan, and in like there's carpet that like lifts up on the seam, whatever. And I remember lifting that up, and there was like these maggots, like carpet beetles. Ooh. And I was just like, and she had no idea, like poor lady, like, mom, just, let go. And you know how it is with kids, right? It's like, it's so hard to not have them eat in the car.
Yep.
But they just don't clean it. And then that stuff gets stuffed away and like in the cracks, and then bacteria forms and
like something like that
beetles.
Could show up, and it might not even be that dirty of a car.
Right.
You might have just got like the wrong stuff stuck that never got cleaned out. You know what I mean?
No, for real.
A couple cups of milk.
Yeah, stuff gets spilled and mildew form. Like it really can become like an unhealthy space.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we kind of promote too, is like, let's restore your cabin space to its like pinnacle cleanliness, and you can actually like breathe, and your kids can be safe.
Our minivans, like when you get one of those on the schedule, it's like, oh gosh, dang it.
Some of our guys are intimidated,
They bring the chem suit.
Yeah. The
hazmat shows up. Every minivan job, it's like, oh no.
We put caution tape on it. We're like, all right, guys, block it off.
You know who's at the bottom of the totem pole? Whoever shows up for a minivan job.
True.
No, I mean, we kind of like what I talked about earlier. There's no discrimination in the car, right? We take care of all cars, all people. What has changed, right, is our expectations, right? Like our time is valuable, and that $100 now is $500.
Yeah.
And but that's because we've invested so much time, energy, and money into our guys and our training to make it the best experiences possible. The highest quality we can give on a mobile setting.
Give me an example of what are some of these things that you do that kind of take you to that next level, right? Like outside of vacuuming and cleaning it out, you know what I mean? Like maybe if someone isn't familiar with detailing, how is it different than how is a detail different than just like a clean?
Yeah. So I think, I mean, a detail, like a real detailing is worrying about like those cracks and crevices, like the very detailed stuff in a car, instead of just like the open like the
it's what you see,
right? The carpet, seats, but really kind of diving in and getting those nooks and crannies. But really it's the process too, and what you're using, how you're doing it. It's a mixture of a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, are you like, if there's stains on carpet, are you trying to get that out, and seats? Like if godforsaken putty that for some reason kids play with.
Slime or slime?
Slime.
Slime would be even worse.
Slime is the worst thing ever invented, and some people think it's awesome to
YouTube
give it
should
to
take
your
it down.
kids.
All the slime making videos
Yes.
should be taken down immediately.
But like, if that gets stuck on the carpet, like, are you able to like? Do you work on it and get it out? Like, is that the type of extra stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, so those specialty or like, yeah, those spills, putty. Yes, we remove all that stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, anything that you can't really do yourself or you have no idea, I mean, that's kind of what we also take care of too.
Yeah.
So, and then we have like the exterior stuff, like wax or like a ceramic coating, like.
Oh, you'll do all that as well.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
do
not just the inside.
Not just the inside, no. So we actually, yeah, I mean, for us, even being in Utah, with the winter and stuff like that, we still value providing a full detail, and we've created we know how to adjust our process when it's in the winter, when it's raining or snowing, and still provide that.
That's where we need car washes the most.
Yeah.
I mean, really, all the salt on the road and everything else.
You just need fresh. Those car washes, they can be deadly sometimes.
Yep.
Those are good and bad. They're so convenient and stuff like that. But
you're talking about Quick Quack.
I'm talking about the Quick Quacks,
Right.
Supersonics. Like as a professional service, detailers, like we don't recommend that because it can damage your car, the paint and whatnot. But
It's totally true.
We totally get it.
My last 2 trucks, I shouldn't say the name, but yeah, I've got like 3 little dents in the same. So my last truck had these same 3 little dents on the back left panel of the bed of my pickup. And my truck now has the same little 3 dents.
Really, from the car wash, huh?
I use a certain car wash service, and I know it is from.
Do we need to quack it out?
I know it is from that place, those brushes. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, they could.
Could be a Sonic. It could be a Quack. It could be a
anything.
Yeah. You never know. But I think you're right. I think if those brushes are going, every car's different. Like there's sometimes you're going through and there's a brush bouncing from the car before it, and it's just smacking up against your car. And it's like, but there is also a convenience to it where it's hard not to do it, right?
Right.
But gosh, anymore, everyone's doing that damn subscription.
I know.
And so you go and it's like, I'd rather just go to one of the gas station ones and I'll still pay $10, $12 even with a subscription just so I don't have to wait in a 30-minute line.
Yep.
Because everyone has to wash their cars at the same damn time. I don't understand it.
It's always so busy.
It's always.
Oh,
always.
yeah. It's
Like Chick-fil-A.
They just need to automate them and make them 24 hours.
They should make a Chick-fil-A car wash. When you're in the line for Chick-fil-A, you're getting a car wash and your food's getting done.
Tangent. Side discussion. Last night we're coming home from the airport, right, from vacation, and kids are starving, so we go to Chick-fil-A, and my wife's like ordering on the mobile app, and I'm just like, what the freak are you doing? We're going to be there in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And we roll up, and I don't know why I've never used the mobile app, but there were literally 25 cars in the right lane.
Yeah.
And we just zip right up the left lane, not a single car in it. Scan our phone. We are out of there in 2 minutes. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Didn't even know they did that.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like it was amazing.
We need to get Becky back in here.
Yeah.
We need to learn about
Nice job,
the
Becky
mobile app.
Pickle. So you got to use the VIP app because there's your own line in the drive-thru, and I had no idea.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sorry. That's all.
technology. It's crazy.
So how has the business evolved, or is it going, you see it evolving more, like either more services or locations? Like how do you see this going?
Yeah, no, great question. We have a pretty big vision for Fresh. Our BHAG, if you guys have heard that, right?
Yep.
big, hairy, audacious goal
I've
is
never heard that before in my life. I'm not joking.
Oh, you haven't?
No, but I don't really set goals, so maybe that's the problem.
okay.
I'll start little. What is there? A smaller BHAG?
There's a
Like, what's the make your bed goal?
small, clean shaven.
A BCS or a SCS? Okay, BHAG. That's fine.
BHAG, yeah.
I've heard that.
But yeah, our BHAG, right? You know, and BHAG is meant to just push you beyond your limits, right? It's like
Right.
something that's crazy. I mean, hearing it, it's not as crazy. Maybe we should change it, but we want to become one of the most well-known service brands in the country. That there's a lot that goes into that, right? Yes, we plan on, you know, offering different services. But our biggest thing right now is, you know, opening up different locations. But first, before that, you know, establishing our roots, you know, actually just dominating our area right now, Utah, and then going from there. And after 4 years, you know, we're pretty much at that point. You know, we've come such a long way. We've created such a rapport, credibility here, and you know, we still have some work to do. Right, we're nowhere perfect, but you know, we've kind of been growing, you know, exponentially, like right here, and we're at that point where we're just about to just take off. And so, opening new locations. That's kind of like our next step.
Okay.
You know, building strategic partners here in Utah, kind of just, again, making ourselves different, you know, doing everything just differently. One of our biggest things that we have in the works is there's a car country club that is coming to Utah, the first one in Utah, and it's coming to Park City. It's called The Warehouse. It's pretty cool. So it's basically a storage facility for vehicles.
Right.
So a lot of rich guys that have some nice exotic cars, they just want to put them at a nice place instead of their garage or buy their own storage unit.
Right.
It's part a storage facility, but also like a club.
Sure.
And where they have golf simulators, you know, office spaces, bar, whatever it is. And then, so the warehouse as a whole, they have that section, and then there's a service part of it. And that's where we're going to be a part of. One of our partners right now is Lux Automotive.
Right.
They are, if you ever heard of them, they do a lot of the window tinting, the paint protection film, ceramic coatings, like you name it, right? They're the top in Utah, really well known. And we are on the mobile side. So we kind of teamed up with them, and we take care of all their clients mobile. So it's been a huge thing for us.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't really talk about that,
Country club.
but yeah, it's super interesting. They have
Car
them-
world is an interesting world. I'm not a car guy.
Oh,
but I have
no,
a couple
I think
of
it's
friends
brilliant.
but yeah, it's super interesting. Like,
People like live and breathe their cars. Like there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a world that totally makes sense. Like
Yeah.
cars are such an extension of a person. Like I love that Clint Eastwood quote, like you are what you drive.
yeah.
And so,
Is that why you stuck with your truck?
yeah, that's why I didn't buy a Tesla. I am big and inefficient.
There you go.
So I am.
That is the perfect.
I've literally never said that before.
Oh
That's
my
the best
God.
Use
answer I've
that.
ever heard.
That is the highlight of this video.
But no, it's true. I mean, it's still the thing that most people put more probably time and effort into and money into just making it their own, right?
Yeah.
You can't really yes, there's personal style. You can buy different clothes, you can wear different things, but what else in your life can maybe other than I don't know, a house, can you really customize and make it? Because I mean, if you think about it, the car industry is more vanilla now than it's ever been. Like car design sucks.
They all are the
They
exact
all look
same.
the effing same. They're all making 5 models now instead of 20. But there's still a lot of different things you can do to make it different and stand out, right? And so I think that it's such an interesting, like, car enthusiast. Like, go to one of those. I used to sell barbecues at the Barrett Jackson auto auction in Scottsdale. I mean, I don't care how not into cars you are. Go spend a week around that. You'll start like falling in love with the art of cars.
Yeah.
Especially the older cars. Like, cars do not have the character nowadays that they used to, but there are things about new cars. Like, I love these guys doing. Have you detailed any of these cars? I forget what they call them, where they take like a square body 4-door like Chevy truck and drop it like from the 80s and drop the body on a new truck. So you have all the interior comforts and conveniences of a new vehicle, but it looks old.
Interesting.
It is fascinating to me. They look so rad. But see, that's the thing. I'm a diva. Like, I would love to drive around an old square body, but I want climate control, Bluetooth.
I need my air conditioned seats.
I want indoor Wi-Fi. Or I want Wi-Fi. I want, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't have a vented seat, like, kiss it goodbye. But again, like, people are actually paying money to do that. They are buying a $90,000 truck, ripping the body off of it, and spending 30 or 40 grand on an
like
old
shell,
truck,
almost.
just to take the shell off, restore it, and put it on their new truck.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'll have to look some of them up. There's a lot of them, but yeah. Anyway,
Has there been a car where you showed up and it was like, oh, like
they did a Bugatti, dude.
it was
I
like
just saw it
so
on their
nice
freaking
that you were like
Instagram.
really like,
I wouldn't want to touch that car.
Yeah, there's been a few of those. We've done. Yeah, we had a chance to do like a little maintenance wash detail on that Bugatti that you see on our Instagram.
It's $1 million car.
Where is that? Who owns a Bugatti?
Stradman.
Oh yeah,
He's a big car YouTuber here in Utah. But we have a lot of high end clients, right?
Yeah.
And we've done $1 million Lamborghini SVJ. I think that was
Are you nervous when you're doing that?
You'd have
to be honest, when I was opening, I was like super intimidated.
Because it's like,
And
shampoo that carpet and F it up.
well, it's like, oh, I nicked that. Oh, that's a $25,000 fix.
no joke.
With them, it would
No
be.
joke. It literally is. Like
Like a decal.
it's insane. So yes, I mean we've taken care of a lot of exotic cars where we're more confident in it, but you still get those rare, especially when they tell you, oh yeah, this is this. It's like, okay, you're like, wow, I should probably be very careful. $1 million cars we've taken care of.
Interesting.
And it's different.
This is made from Italian puppies. Do not
You just are like,
mess this up.
and it's so funny because it's like one of the cleanest cars you'll see,
For sure.
but it still takes you the same amount of time
Oh yeah.
or even longer sometimes because you're just like so just delicate.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch
In the
a
process.
Lamborghini. You have to be able to
And-
get in there to watch them, right? I'd be in deep
It's-
trouble.
Yeah, don't try to get yourself in one of those.
Like when you try to vacuum, like, do you have special like tips that you put on the vacuum so you don't scratch anything? Do you do any?
Special camels from Egypt for
I-
this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I mean, you can scratch,
You're not going to use a
Plastic.
vacuum on a Bugatti that you're using on a Honda Odyssey.
or are you?
So we kind of tailor our equipment, everything to use for like the highest end car. So like we don't have like separate.
So is there a crew
have
that
separate
handles
techniques.
handles those cars, or are they all trained to handle?
Everyone's trained to take care of the highest level, or high vehicles.
Wow.
So we have a mixture, right? Like I said from the beginning, we're not just a high end, exotic detailing company, right?
You like poor people too,
Exactly.
right? Or peasants, whatever you want to call them.
I don't know
Just
that those
kidding.
people are going to spend.
No, really. I mean,
$500.
it's whoever, sees our service as valuable and wants to use us,
right,
we'll take care of him, right? But yeah, we have take maybe more precautions. But we everything's tailored to take care of the nicest vehicle, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
Only thing that changes is maybe our process or what we use, swapping out some stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. We've come a long way. We did all minivans, and now we do a mixture of those and exotic cars, and it's cool. It's cool to see that.
Right. So is there a hardest car to clean?
Ooh.
Like, is there
when the guys be the minivan?
When the guys are getting together, it's like, what you got today?
Yeah.
It's like one person says, like, oh, I got a 2018 Toyota Sienna. They're the worst.
There are some cars that are just super difficult, like the Tacomas.
Interesting.
Really?
It's really interesting. So their carpet just sucks. It's like, I don't know how to describe it.
It's just hard to get clean?
Yeah, it's just some vehicles, the materials are all different.
Right.
Some carpets, they're just like so, I don't know what's the word, but stuff gets stuck in them and it's just impossible to get out. And
wow.
Unless you just like scrape it out with like a steel wool like brush, but then you can like
damage the carpet,
fray the carpet, whatever, and then there's like hardly any solution.
Who missed out on testing? Like it's a truck.
It's just cheap stuff they put in. So it just depends. Like the materials, there's synthetic leather, there's real leather, there's vinyl.
Why do we even use carpet in cars?
Right.
I've never understood.
Just
makes no sense. Do the all-weather mat everywhere.
The plastic, or just the rubber mats, and it's.
But why not just do like a vinyl floor or noise? Even like
the Defenders.
Yeah, maybe noise. But I mean, you'd think there'd be some insulation you could throw under. Like you think of like the fake hardwood floor stuff. Mm-hmm. Something like that would be so much more. It just makes more sense. Like nobody takes their shoes off to get in a car. I mean, anyway, I've just always found that crazy. Weird to me that
I feel like those the car companies, they find just ways to make it cheaper or whatever. You think it would be cheaper, just no carpet, but
maybe it isn't.
Who knows? Yeah. But
is there a car that's like the easiest that when you do get that, you're like, oh, thank you, I needed this today?
Yeah. Let's see. There's the Defenders, the new Defenders. So it's all just rubber or whatever you call that.
Take the seats out and just spray it.
Yeah.
Nice material, super easy. Like the door panels, I forget the material called, but if you know what I'm talking about, like that's like nice, vinyl. Soft vinyl material. Tesla, like the Tesla seats. Teslas are super easy.
Basic.
Yeah.
Super basic, minimal. Like all those cars, that's what I love.
Okay.
The guys are stoked to do Teslas.
Yeah.
Because the seats, they've created these amazing seats. They're like stain repellent, like all that. Like
they better be, and they make white seats.
Right.
I thought that was ballsy.
Yes.
It is.
Did you know that? I just learned this the other day. Did you know that they have the 4 copyrights for the different models? Do you know they spell out sexy?
Yeah, but he couldn't get the E, so he called it.
But he has it. But they have the E.
Ford blocked it.
Oh, is that what it was? So that's why it's the 3. But see, I had no idea that was the whole
sexy
idea of Tesla, like the 4 models.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Are you serious? Yeah. See, I didn't either. I just saw it on Twitter the other day.
How did I just?
I just saw that on Elon's Twitter the other day.
Yeah, so
we got to talk about that.
They fought Ford because Ford owns
E, Mach-E or whatever.
And so they tried forever, and so now he just
they'll discontinue that model soon. Don't worry.
So, but yeah,
Elon Musk, dude, I love how his mind works.
Does he have a mind? I think he's a robot.
He's.
I think he's AI
specimen.
He's just. I love Elon Musk, but until he makes a Tesla that normal people fit in, I will not buy one. But Yeah. Anyway, had no idea. Side note.
No, that's crazy. Yeah.
Well, Mike, thanks for coming on, man. So where's the best place for people who want to get their car detailed?
Yeah. So honestly, the best, easiest place is freshdetail.com.
Okay.
We've created our website to just be very easy.
It's easy. I just went through it.
There you go.
Did you sign up?
He just booked 10 cars.
Yeah. I just booked all 10 of my cars. No, I spend more on dog grooming than I do on car detailing.
Man.
That's right. We need to get a dog groomer in here. I need a hookup.
Yeah.
We got 200-pound dogs, and they are
I think
expensive.
I know someone.
How many people? One last question. How
Yeah.
many? What are you seeing as far as what the average person is? How many times a year are they doing this?
Good question.
Yeah, great question.
Because this, I mean, it's expensive. It's $250+, right?
Yeah.
Is this a once a year thing? Is this a quarterly thing? What are you seeing with your customers?
Everyone's different. We also offer maintenance packages. So we have that as well. Full details, we're seeing on average twice a year.
Right.
Okay. We recommend, especially being here in Utah with the weather.
I do once a season. Yeah. If you could,
we would say 3 to 4 times, but it depends. Like if you're soccer mom or 8 kids in a minivan and you can afford it, whatever, it could be more often than that. It just depends, right?
Do you do just interiors?
We technically do. We don't advertise it like some other companies, like I said, because we feel like delivering the full package.
Right.
Like imagine getting your car done. The first thing you see is the dirty outside, and you're like, open it. It's nice.
Right.
Just kind of we never wanted to do that. We wanted to do the whole shebang. Here it is. Your car's perfect. But yes, we can do the interior only.
Oh, a mom van subscription. Just
and they show up to your house.
A bi-monthly, just what's the word I'm looking for?
A little tune-up almost.
We call it a maintenance detail.
I mean, yeah, but it's sanitizing, save your children's lungs and, no carpet beetles type thing. Just get a refresh every 2 months.
There it is.
I think that would be pretty awesome because they get a little gnarly.
They do.
But I think if every 2 months you could probably stay ahead of it.
Yeah, there you go. There's your branding. It's a refresh.
That's exactly what it
refresh. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wondered.
No, for real. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. We recommend, 3 to 4 times a year.
Right.
Or, just considering our maintenance plans. So.
Very cool.
Yeah. We're here to make their lives easier and remove that stress of cleaning the car.
Well,
from
awesome.
their lives,
Well, staying in love with your car, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, most of us, we
you like
try
it
to
so
get
much
cars
more
that
when
we
it's
like.
clean.
And that's the thing. I remember when I got my most recent truck, it's a beautiful truck. They did such a good job on the inside, but once you just get going with normal life, you kind of forget all that. So to bring that all kind of back to life, I don't know.
Yeah, you get lost.
I think there's a lot more to it than it's not just about it being clean. You spend so much time in it, you know what I mean? And so, anyway.
No, I mean, if I can leave with one thing, that's exactly why Fresh is different.
Right.
We don't focus on selling a service. We focus on selling an experience.
That feeling, that new, it's new again.
Yeah, because our mission statement, very clear, is to improve the quality of life, the quality of your life through our service. So to us, it's much more than just a clean car.
Right.
We're giving you this. We're giving you a refresh to your life.
Right.
People get lost in business, their family, and they forget about this stuff. And, a clean space, it transforms into so many different things. We get a lot of feedback of, business owners or people that their car is super important to them. People come in it, they're salespeople or whatever it is. And having that clean car just changes that whole, it helps them land that deal with that client. Or
it's an office. We don't. This reminds me a lot of Salt last week. You know, this company that we spoke with last week, Salt. They do. Why am I messing? Like they build custom in cabinet, in drawer, like organizational, just slide-ins. I don't know what we want to call them, but their whole thing wasn't really about. I mean, the products are amazing, but their whole thing was like how you feel in your house after they do that, and we forget how much time a lot of people spend in their cars.
Mm-hmm. It's your second home.
It is second home. It's an office. I mean, so yeah, I think you're definitely onto something, because you get in your car after that. I've never ever had a professional detail on any of my cars.
I don't think I have either.
I've had blows my mind.
I've had like neighborhood kids come do it because they were like starting a business. So I like, sure, you can come and like detail my car, sure,
right.
But yeah, that's about the extent.
And it still feels good, like even when you do it yourself. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna book one, because I have a feeling that it will help me keep my cars longer, which I need to do.
For real,
right?
That's it. I mean,
I think there's a part of it that it gets old, and it's not old. It's still a beautiful vehicle, but it's like you just forget, because it all just kind of doles out in the mess.
It needs a refresh.
All right, brother. Well, appreciate it. This
Thanks
is
for
awesome.
coming on, Mike.
So give them a follow and check them out, and let us know how you like them.